Hi, Tom here from RC Plane Lab. What we've got here is a airplane belongs to our good buddy Bob. Having a little bit of an issue getting it started. I think it might be a little problem with the choke. So this video we're going to try to diagnose the problem and get it tuned up and ready to fly. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to try to repeat the problem that Bob is having. Specifically what the problem is he has to use an electric starter to start this, even with the choke on. My suspicion is that the choke is not closing all the way and getting a good choke. So I'm going to try to repeat the problem. So here we go. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push the choke. In this case, it's a push on type of a thing. There's the choke. And then as with most two-stroke gasoline engines, the method that I use is run the throttle up to full, pull it through a few times, and then keep flipping it until it pops, and then we'll lower the throttle to idle, turn the choke off, and hopefully we'll have a running engine. I suspect we're not going to have that easy of a process here. Yep, should probably have popped by now. And I don't smell any gas. I did notice the choke push rod, the Z-bend is actually making contact with the firewall. So I suspect that if we trim that Z-bend off a little bit so that we can get full closure of the choke valve, we'll probably have a little bit better results. You can see that the Z-bend right there is making contact with the firewall, and I suspect we're not getting a full closure of the choke valve. So what I did was I took the push rod that we're using to actuate the choke, and I trimmed a little bit off the back of that Z-bend, and you can see now, full choke, there's a gap between the push rod and the firewall. So now we're getting full actuation of the choke, so hopefully this will give us a little bit better luck getting this thing running. Okay, it's choked, and as is my usual procedure, open, and the ignition is on. Oh, it sounds like it popped right away. Ignition on. So Bob, I think we got it. I think it was just that choke rod not allowing the choke to close fully and actually create a good choke on your initial startup. Just goes to show you sometimes there's usually always a symptom and a problem associated with that symptom. So starting with the basics, you can usually determine what the problem is. We started with the simple and then eventually we would have worked up to the more difficult. But luckily in this case it was a simple fix. So now he's got a good running DLE 35 ready for flight. So thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Tom, and be sure to check out our other videos. Like and subscribe.